The nation is once again grappling with the legacy of January 6, 2021. Former President Donald Trump, in a controversial move on his first day back in office, issued pardons to over 1,000 individuals involved in the Capitol riot. This decision has reignited fierce debate about accountability, justice, and the ongoing threat to American democracy. The pardons, which included commutations for 14 Proud Boy and Oath Keeper members facing seditious conspiracy charges, have been met with a mixture of outrage and cautious approval, highlighting the deep divisions that still linger. This executive action has thrust the events of that day back into the national spotlight. The images of the Capitol breach, once fading into the background, are now at the forefront of public consciousness. The pardons raise fundamental questions about the rule of law and whether those who participated in an assault on American democracy should be held accountable. The Justice Department's extensive investigation into the January 6th attack had resulted in hundreds of guilty pleas and convictions. The pardons, however, undermine these legal proceedings and raise concerns about potential obstruction of justice. Critics argue that Trump's actions amount to a dangerous abuse of power and send a chilling message about the consequences of attacking democratic institutions. The pardons have also sparked outrage among those who view them as an affront to the Capitol police officers injured defending the Capitol. Many law enforcement officials have expressed disappointment and anger, arguing that the pardons disregard the sacrifices made that day. The debate surrounding these pardons is far from over, and will likely have significant ramifications for years to come. The Republican Party finds itself grappling with the consequences of Trump's pardons, exposing the deep divisions within the GOP. While some Republicans have cautiously welcomed the move, others have expressed concern and even outright opposition, highlighting the difficult balancing act facing the party. Senator Thom Tillis of North Carolina, a Republican who has often aligned himself with Trump, broke ranks to criticize the pardons. He voiced concerns about the message this sends, particularly in light of the ongoing threats to law enforcement. This sentiment was echoed by Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, who expressed disappointment and emphasized the need for accountability. However, other prominent Republicans, including Senators John Thune of South Dakota and John Cornyn of Texas, defended Trump's right to issue the pardons. They argued that it falls within the president's constitutional authority, even if they might not agree with the decision itself. This cautious approach highlights the political realities facing many Republicans, who are wary of alienating Trump's loyal base. The pardons have become a litmus test of sorts within the GOP, forcing Republicans to choose between loyalty to Trump and upholding the rule of law. This internal struggle is likely to intensify in the coming weeks and months, potentially leading to further fractures within the party. The Republican Party is at a crossroads, and how it navigates this issue will have significant implications for its future. In defending his decision, former President Trump framed the pardons as acts of compassion and reconciliation. He characterized those pardoned as patriots who had been unfairly targeted by a politically motivated justice system. He argued that they had already suffered enough and that it was time for the country to move on. Trump's justification, however, has been met with skepticism by critics who argue that it ignores the severity of the January 6th attack and the ongoing threat to democracy. They point to the fact that many of those pardoned were convicted of serious crimes, including assault on law enforcement officers. Adding another layer of complexity to the situation, President Biden, in a preemptive move before Trump's inauguration, issued pardons of his own. These pardons were targeted at individuals who had been critical of Trump or his administration, raising questions about whether they were intended to shield potential targets of Trump's executive actions. Biden's preemptive pardons, while less numerous and lower profile than Trump's January 6th pardons, highlight the ongoing political maneuvering surrounding issues of justice and accountability. This back-and-forth exchange of pardons underscores the deep partisan divisions that continue to plague American politics. The fallout from Trump's pardons is likely to be felt for years to come, casting a long shadow over the Republican Party and the country as a whole. The debate over accountability for the January 6th attack is far from over, and these pardons have only served to further inflame tensions. For the Republican Party, the pardons present a significant challenge. They forced the GOP to confront the legacy of Trump and the deep divisions within its ranks. The party must decide whether it will continue to embrace Trumpism or chart a new course. The pardons also have broader implications for American democracy. They raise concerns about the abuse of power and the erosion of the rule of law. The message sent by these pardons, critics argue, is that those in power are above the law. The events of January 6, 2021, were a dark day for American democracy. The attack on the Capitol was a stark reminder of the fragility of democratic institutions. The pardons issued by former President Trump only serve to further complicate the nation's efforts to heal and move forward. The road ahead will be difficult, but it is essential that the country confronts the challenges posed by January 6th and works to strengthen its commitment to democratic values. Don't forget to like and subscribe.